Hi Scorpio, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your July 2022 tarot reading. Thanks to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, so here's what we have in front of us. The Celtic crossbreed as always, and also pulled the 4 agreements, Wisdom and the Oracle, and Mudra card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Let's see what we get. All right, so we have 6. So 6th house for you guys is Aries, and 6th house relates to your work, your daily routines, physical health sometimes as well. And we have Jupiter there. It's going to be going retrograde toward the very end of the month. All right, we have Aquarius, and for you guys, Aquarius is your 4th house of home, roots, motherhood, and the mom as well. And that's going to be, let's see, we have Saturn retrograde there, and Saturn is going to be there for a while. So yeah, there'll be some reevaluation around where you're living, for example, your home environment for sure. And we have the moon. So as far as the moon goes, we're going to have a full moon in Capricorn around the middle of July, and then toward the very end of July, there's going to be a new moon in Leo, which is your 10th house of career and social status. So keep all that in mind as we go through the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the Queen of Swords, a Libra energy, and that's challenged by the Two of Swords, also Libra energy. So 12th house energy for you guys could just be saying that you might be getting some mental clarity this month around a situation that might have eluded you for a while. Maybe you were just trying to decide between 2 different pathways. But yeah, seeing the Queen of Swords pop up here in the main situation, in the upright anyway, says to me that whatever this is that you have been trying to get some clarity around, it looks like this would be the month where you will be seeing the pathway forward. All right, in the foundation position, we have the 5 of Pentacles reversed. So for some of you, this could just be saying that you might have gone through a bit of a rough stretch, possibly even in a romantic connection, given that Taurus energy, which this card represents, is your opposite sign of relationships. Could just be business partnerships as well. But yeah, looks like you guys might have gone through a bit of a rough stretch there for sure. But with this coming up in reverse, could just be saying that if you're not already out of that energy, you'll be moving out of it in July. All right. Past situation, or past energy, rather, we have the moon. And given that this came up in your dice as well, could just be saying that there might have been a significant lunar cycle that happened recently. So for some of you, it might have been your the full moon in your sign that we had back in May. For others of you, this could just be pointing to the Sagittarius full moon that we just had as well. So looks like the lunar cycles were definitely important there. And again, this could just be pointing to the lack of clarity that you guys might have had that we're seeing with that Queen of Swords, with the Two of Swords challenging that as well. So yeah, it could just be saying that for whatever reason you guys might have lacked some clarity around the situation, kind of like my speaking right now. In the present position, we have the Strength card, which is the major arcana card for Leo, and we have the 4 of Swords, Libra energy. So yeah, a lot of Libra energy popping up in your spread for sure. And again, for you guys, that's your 12th house. So to me, this could just be saying your inner world, where you've just been having a lot of thoughts going through your mind, trying to get some clarity around the situation, right? And to see the Strength card come up here, I feel like this is saying that for a lot of you, you're getting there, right? And you're trying to, whatever the situation is that you're trying to get clarity around, I feel like this is saying you could be trying to keep your ego out of any responses that you might have as well, and actually going through a proper healing process, and giving yourself the time to make sure you are seeing the situation clearly before you do take action. In the near future position, we have the Fool and the 2 of Wands. So here's some Aries energy here, which for you guys is your 6th house, which also came up in the dice. So yeah, for some of you, could just be looking to start something new around your work lives. Maybe that's what the dual pathways were that you had. You might have been looking at 2 potential career paths that you might have been exploring. But yeah, either way, this looks like they're saying there's definitely a desire on your part, seemingly after taking a lot of time to think around a situation for quite some time. Now it looks like you could be moving into the action-oriented phase of that. All right, in the position of your influence in the situation, we have the Page of Wands. So yeah, another indicator here that looks like you guys are ready to take action around something, possibly move to a new environment altogether too. That's another way I could see that playing out, given that if we look at the artwork here, it looks like he's holding that globe and looking out over the horizon, right, with some water. So could just be thinking about possibly even some kind of travel or moving overseas. But it's not that dramatic. It could just be pointing to some kind of a move, though, to an environment that you're not necessarily used to. All right. In the environment position, we have the King of Cups. So this is actually the court card for your sign. So this could just be saying that the energies at play now are putting you back in a position where you're feeling more confident, right? So not being stuck in that 12th house energy of second guessing yourself, right? Feeling like you're not seeing situations clearly. Just be saying that the energies in play this month are actually going to make you guys feel more solid in your decision making for sure. All right. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Devil. So this is actually the major arcana card for Capricorn, and that's your third house of communication. I did mention when we were talking about the moon here that there will be a full moon in the sign of Capricorn as well. So yeah, for some of you to see this as a fear could just be, well, I'm going to assume this is a fear anyway rather than a hope, but if this is representing as a fear, it could just be saying that you might have a fear that you might have difficulty breaking away from a situation that you might feel like you've needed to break away from, right? Maybe you might feel like there's some obligation to the ties you have with whatever the situation is, so whether it's a job or a romantic connection. It looks like there could be a bit of a fear on your part that when it actually comes time to part ways, you might actually hesitate to do so. All right. In the outcome position, we have the Four of Cups. So this is actually a Cancer energy here, and this could just be saying that as we move through the end of Cancer season, for some of you, you might actually feel like the offers coming your way might not be to your liking. Now, if that's the case, keep in mind this represents the last 10 degrees of Cancer, and really early on in Leo season, toward the very end of July, there's going to be a new moon. And for you guys, like we mentioned, your house of career and social status is represented by Leo. So to have a new moon there, it's actually going to be somewhat connecting with Jupiter as well, which is in your sixth house of your work and daily routine. So if you're not happy with the offers you might be getting, if this is around a job situation, just be on the lookout for an offer that might pop up around that time. Especially given that the moon did pop up as a significant factor for you guys this month. All right. Bottom of the deck, we have the Hermit. So yeah, this could just be, again, pointing to the reevaluation phase that you guys might have been going through, right? Really going deep into thought, thinking over what your next move should be. So it looks like that's definitely an energy you guys were in, which makes sense. And beneath that, we do see the 10 of Cups. So yeah, it looks like you could just be coming out of that cycle of just a deep thought and now actually saying, all right, now I see where my next move should be. And it looks like it'll be a positive move for you. All right, so moving on to your Four Agreements card. We have Don't Make Assumptions, Discern the Truth. And let's see what it says. Okay, it says the problem with making assumptions is that we believe they are the truth. We make an assumption, we misunderstand, we take it personally, then we react by sending emotional poison with our word. This creates a whole big drama for nothing. So yeah, I mean, I'm not really seeing a lot of conflict energy. If anything, there might have been something along those lines, but with this coming up in reverse, that says to me that you guys are probably coming out of that. Not to mention that Four of Swords in the present with the Strength card too. So yeah, there definitely could have been something, but it looks like you guys seem to be coming out of that energy pretty renewed. But either way, I hope we got something from that message. All right, moving on to your Wisdom Oracle card, we have Clean It Up. There's the artwork there, and the number is 21. So let's see what this has to say. All right, it says getting to the core of a situation, freedom from a burden, cleaning house, sweeping away what is no longer needed. The Oracle's message, ever feel so bogged down with emotional gunk that you can't think straight? Could you be surrounded by physical clutter in your home also? Too much work? Overwhelmed? Time to clean house. Every item out of the way natters away to you. Every unresolved resentment, every comparison to others that leads to a sense of lack, takes up energetic space. Every unpaid bill just adds to an unnecessary feeling of being overwhelmed. Now is the time to free yourself by energetically cleaning house. Just do it. Make room for the miracles that are lining up for you. So yeah, pretty positive message there. And like I said, especially given what I was seeing with that Queen of Swords, with the Two of Swords challenging, and the moon in the past, it definitely looks like that could have been energy you guys were in, where you're just feeling a bit overwhelmed, not necessarily sure what your next move should be. But it does appear that you guys will be coming out at it for sure this month. So hopefully that resonated. The relationship message says, time to clear the air, take a look at your side of the street, and say what's on your mind. Sweep away the old stuff so that a spring breeze can flow through with new energy. It's the perfect time to do an inventory of your dynamics and see what's yours and what's not yours to clean up the relationship. Everyone brings some baggage. Sort through what you brought with you and let go of what is no longer needed. Become unencumbered, and your relationship will flourish. Do have to say, it didn't seem like there was much of the relationship vibe here, especially given that we also had your card show up in the environment position, but hopefully I resonated with some of you. Worst case, the love readings will be out next week. All right. The prosperity message says simple things like opening your mail, paying bills, sorting out your timetable, making lists, and getting organized is what the symbol means when it comes to your work. Make time for yourself too. This card is a sign you may be overburdened and overwhelmed. It's okay to say no. You'll prosper even more if you do. So yeah, pretty positive message there. And maybe this could even just be saying I was getting that energy of movement for you guys. For some of you, it could just be as simple as saying maybe taking some time off for a bit of a vacation, not necessarily leaving a job environment, but just needing some time away from it, right? So that's the case. Hopefully that resonated with you as well. All right. And lastly, we have a Mudra. This is the Mudra here. It's the Abhaya Hrdaya Mudra, and the keyword for it is rejuvenation. And okay, there's a ton of info on this card. So what I'll do is I'll hold it up there if you want to pause it to take a screenshot to read what it has to say, and then we'll move it up to get the rest of the stuff in the frame. All right, there we go. Under benefits, it says nourishes the heart and lungs, improves digestion, imparts a powerful sense of vitality and calm, can help reduce nightmares and reestablish basic sanity to a troubled mind. Use of this mudra is especially helpful during times of exhaustion, healing from debilitating illness, or regaining strength after surgery. Energetically, it allows heat to descend from the head through the chest down into the belly, thus regulating healthy function of all the internal organs. So if that sounds like a mudra you think would be beneficial for you guys, we'll put the name in the description video as always. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.